this is Chris Brazel, and welcome to Access Coding Your Life. Today you're meeting Jan.
Hi. Well, thank you.
That's good. You'll see also on our video of Access Coding Jan's story and the house that we're going to talk about that she actually has bought. So you can see when I'm interviewing one, their dreams do come to fruition. Now, you came to Hawaii last year.
Yes.
It took a little bit of convincing, but anyway, we got Jen to Hawaii. Hawaii is one of the most amazing places where we do a lot of healing, and the healing takes place when I get the person submerged into the water, which took me until, when did you get into, I think it was the last day or the second last day?
Yeah, second last day, finally totally in the water, besides the paddle boarding and outrigging and things like that.
Yeah, but when you were even outrigging, you ever been on an outrigger, it's like, oh, please don't get my hair wet. It was a mess. Oh, when I'm on the paddleboard, I can't fall in, which is fair enough. But it wasn't about the falling in, it was about the hair, wasn't it? It was always about the hair. Anyway, when you come to Hawaii with me, we work out what is your real desires about where you want to go and what you want to do. So the first day, we had some amazing sessions, but we really narrowed down two things you wanted, and they were, the first one was?
A new home.
A new home. And you'd been fluffing around for quite some time about getting this new home. A home represents you, so when you choose your home, it's got to be right. And the second goal that you have?
Finding the right man for me.
Yeah. So what do you do when you come to Hawaii? We do healing, but we work out what it is that you want. What are you really fearful about? Because Jen would have, right from a year or 2 years ago when she wanted her home and the guy, could have had it within hours or days. But for some reason...
Take the long way around. I needed to go to Hawaii first.
Yeah, she needed a trip, Australia, Hawaii, back. Now I'll open the door and have it. That's okay. I love taking people to Hawaii. What do you think was the biggest thing blocking you?
Well, obviously I needed some healing, which the water in Hawaii helped, and just having that bit of space and the good company and everything we did. I think a lot of it is accepting that you're worthy of things, and then allowing things to happen, and often just giving it to the universe, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, without having to have every little detail perfected, which is another little issue that I continually work on.
Yeah, Jen's my not quite longest reigning client, but we've been through we've been through a few journeys, so I know exactly when to be hard, when to be soft, when to be understanding, when to be pushy. But the thing is, we've always got your goals over the years. So the other thing was, you roomed with Lisa.
Yes.
Lisa thought it was amazing. We would get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go paddleboarding. Now, I don't know what you guys do, but even me, being the instructor, we'd get out of bed, straight into the shower, out, exercise clothes on, baseball cap on, out the door, no lipstick, I'm there for a job. But that's not what you were doing.
Well, I was doing a very miniature version of what I would normally do, so I was in holiday mode.
But we still had to put
a little bit of perfection there.
A little bit of makeup on, a little bit of lipstick. So Lisa was absolutely flabbergasted. But I think on the last day you didn't do makeup or lipstick. Is that right?
We both sort of, went
raw.
Very, very raw for the day. And that was the day that I actually got into the water. And then I didn't want to get out. Lisa's trying to get me out, and I didn't want to get out of the water.
Yeah, so virtually when we feel as if we've got to improve ourselves so much, which I feel we do with makeup and lipstick. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I do makeup and I do lipstick, and you look fabulous. But sometimes you've just got to let the healing take place. And you can only let the healing take place when you let the skin be able to feel the healing. The biggest thing was, on the last day, I always have my day just to do my thing. And I saw the girls go off in the morning, and I heard that you've got your hair wet. And you had makeup. But the next thing, I could not believe it. I'm in the main street of Hawaii, and I see these two girls walking towards me in shorts, and you still have your swimmers on or something,
Yeah,
didn't
a
you?
bit scruffy looking towel, sand, you know, the normal thing straight off the beach.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm thinking, I'm sure that's my two of my girls there. Up until this stage, they had to be prim, proper, lipstick, makeup, and here they were in their little shorts, legs all showing, sandals. No, I think you just had sneakers. You didn't even worry about
I'm
the
not
feet.
sure now. Yeah.
But when all that happens, freedom comes. And when you have freedom is when you step through the door to what you want. And I think that was what happened on that day. You actually walked through and you felt free. I think you got rid of some of all of the things that you were carrying, whether it's baggage or anything. You got rid of what you were carrying and you were free. And then Jen came back, and it only took a few months. We couldn't do it straight away, don't worry about that. We had it come back a couple of months, and you rang, and I just happened to be going up to Armadale, and Jen said, I found the block of land.
Or I'm buying it. I'd actually,
I'd
I'd actually agreed to purchase a block of land, but I think things often have to go through a course sometimes, and
Particularly with you.
yes.
Yes.
And Chris came and was like, "What are you doing? It's totally wrong." There was a lot of rubbish, but it wasn't on the block. It was near the block, and I wasn't considering that sort of thing. But outside can still affect, you know, what you're purchasing.
What you see every day affects how you're actually thinking. I drove down quite excited after hearing the story about the land. I thought, oh, this is going to be gorgeous. And I drove down and you saw my face. It wasn't pleasant. And then I thought, how am I going to tell her this is the worst place I've seen? But what it did, it brought out all the things that you didn't want in your life. You wanted to get rid of the rubbish. You didn't want to be alone. And the block was like this. It was a roller coaster, but life for you had been a bit of a roller coaster. So very politely, I said, I hope you haven't paid the deposit, and which she hadn't. So then, did we Google or what happened? We Googled.
Well, I think the week before, a few days prior to Chris coming up, I'd actually taken the day off work to go to a Women's Day in Tamworth, like giving to myself for the day. That morning I got a phone call from one of my agents, offsiders, because he was overseas, and said, oh, your name's on a list. We've got this little property coming up soon for sale. And I said, well, actually, I've bought one, but what have you got? And that was this place, and I told Chris, and we drove up after looking at the other one.
I pulled up outside. I didn't even need to walk onto the property. I pulled up outside. I looked at the number and I just said, Jan, it's perfect. I don't need to go in. And that's when you know the energy is right for a property. You literally don't need to go through the door. You will find the energy is out there. Now, what happened was we saw the energy of what it was. Then the owners were in the process, had decided that they were going to paint it. Which they must have been in a bit of a sad mind, but that's all right, because when I drove up today to do our interview, I thought, wow, this house is sad. It's nothing to what it was when I first saw it, but it's the fact that those people had put their departing energy into it. We're just going to do some white window frames, white deck. Everything is going to be perfect, because when you walk into the house, as you'll see from the other pictures, it's absolutely stunning, beautiful, and that's what you have on the inside now. You're feeling this amazing person because you've got your feng shui, you've got your colours, you're doing your courses with us, you're ready to teach and show other people, you've got a guy and you've got your home. So little changes on the outside is going to be really easy, because the outside did represent Jan before she got here. The owners painted it. Now we've just got to fix the little bits up, but when you come inside it's one of the most amazing country cottages I've walked into.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, pretty well decorated. Yeah, so she's coming to your place. Watch you don't get too much yellow, but you're definitely but if you need a guy in your life, let her put as much yellow around as possible. So what would you say would be the biggest tip or the best tip you could give someone? Because we've got a lot of women out there at the moment who are kind of struggling and going through a lot of sacrifice as you, and we seem to be having a lot of women in their 45s, late 40s, early 50s, early 60s who are really lost because we've got so much divorce and what have you and that happening. What would be your best tip to give them besides putting on some orange undies to create change?
Some yellow undies.
Oh, that was a pretty good fast comeback. Yeah, yellow undies, all right. The yellow undies.
I think really just finding some little things that really make you happy and trying to do a little bit each day and trying to not take it all on yourself. Ask for some help. You know, whether it's God, the greater universe, angel cards, whatever you find, or it might just be your garden or your dogs, your pets. But just ask for a bit of help, and you don't have to do it all yourself.
I think that's the biggest thing.
You know?
People think they have to do it themselves, and I think that's one of the biggest things for you, having to feel you had to do everything. But a massage, coloured undies.
Buying some flowers.
Buy some flowers. The flowers here we have are absolutely stunning. And when you start doing the little things along, then the bigger things come to you. But if you don't do the little things, then you can't get the bigger things. So now you are going to start running some programs in the New England area for other women. So I'm looking forward to working with Jen with that. So Jen's completed her training. She's going into the MBE coaching, which is mind, body, environment. How to create what you want in your life through working with the mind, working with the body in colours, and then working with your home. And Jen's coming from a place, been there, done that. She's had me around for quite a few years. She knows every lecture under the sun.
Just about, yes.
And I think that's the nicest thing. When you're working with someone who's already been there and has accomplished it, they're not just coming from a textbook. They know how to get it, and she always has me as her backup to ask any questions. So we really want to get some Girls Raise the Bar workshops happening here because women are very strong. We've just got to bring that strength out in them and empower them a little bit more. So this is me out. I hope you enjoy Jen's house. Have a look at the different areas. We've done a couple of videos on different areas around. Other than that, give me a buzz if you're in the New England area and stuck. Otherwise, get in touch with Jen.
Great.
So this is